Welcome to the MIT-ADT podcast. Today with us, we have a familiar guest. We have CS Ujjwal Pahwa. Ujjwal, thank you so much for taking out time. This is your second visit to the campus and the second visit in perhaps, 2.5 months?
Yes.
So last time around, there weren't as many students as there were probably today. So how was your experience?
Amazing, man. The last time I mentioned that there were no students. This has been fulfilled now. And it was great interacting with all of them because, usually when you go out, you don't see students, speaking up that much. But today, there was 100% interest and I think it was amazing. Right.
No, I'm glad, because, the students did take back a lot from this. I think there were questions coming on,
Yes.
Back to back. But there was one thing that I really want to talk about, and that's time management. This is something that students today are facing, major issues with. I faced that when I was back in college. So some tips on time management, because, you're a social media content creator as well. And how do you manage time? How does a student look at extracurricular activities, academics, perhaps preparing for a CA, CS exam, UPSC exam? How does one manage time?
So I have been myself in that situation. मैं college जाता था full time, फिर उसके बाद मैंने CS की preparations भी करी. But I won't tell you कि सुबह 6:30 बजे उठ जाओ और अपना proper time manage करो. You can wake up at 10:30 and you can manage your whole day. So one thing that I do is I always create a to-do list before I get into my work. So this has really helped me stick to the timetable.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that is how I manage my time well.
बन जाता है उस टाइम वैसे.
Exactly.
Also, so finance content creation is on the rise, and a lot of people are making, finance related content.
Right.
But जितना content generate हो रहा है उतना consume भी हो रहा है. But there is a lot of misinformation around over social media as well. So how do you, as a content consumer, how do I cater to, or how do I make sure that I'm not consuming wrong content and I'm not, enrolling or indulging into wrong practices?
See, what I usually do is when I find a content that is, has went viral, I usually go to the comments. So if 80% of the comments are positive, I think the content is right. But there sometimes we don't know about what the content is. The information that is provided in the content, is it right? Is it wrong? Whether it is aligning with the ethics or whatever they are speaking. So you go to the comments, there always be people talking about it. And if the content is good, people are going to appreciate it. So that is one factor that I check. And I always tell my other content creator friends as well that your comment section is your university. You go to your comment section and check what the audience is demanding from you, how the audience is reacting. And that is your feedback on the content.
I think a couple of years back, there was some notification from the government as well that you have to, if it's a promoted ad or a video, and whatever you speak, you have to be responsible and you have to take accountability for it.
Yes.
So I'm sure that has played an important role over here. Talking about the budget and talking about entrepreneurship, you're a solopreneur, so to say. You work for yourself, you travel a lot, you make content, and you're coming from that finance background. Now, talking about the budget and talking about entrepreneurship on one hand, there are students, youngsters who are looking at entrepreneurship, looking at starting their own business or even taking their family business forward. What has the budget got for them, and what kind of incentives do the government policies have for such students who are starting and embarking on that entrepreneurial journey?
Okay, so we discussed about the internship opportunities that government has come up with. So students now have an exposure to get into top 500 companies of India and see how it works for them. Secondly, if anyone is looking to join family business and all, government always have something in store for startups, entrepreneurship and everything. For example, I'll take an example of the agriculture sector. The government is putting the agriculture sector. They're throwing out hints out there that we want the agriculture sector to grow. As we mentioned in the panel discussion as well, that 40% of the workforce is into agriculture, but agriculture contributes only 16%, 15% of the total GDP share. So that is where the government wants to push. And if you scroll through the budget, there are a lot of incentives given, like custom duty has been reduced on mobile electronics, so that students and it gives a push to the digital India. So yeah,
fair enough. I think because these are things that students should be aware of. And budget आता है, budget चले जाता है.
Yes.
उसके 2-3 points ही हैं जो typically लोग highlight कर पाते हैं. And students in general, very limited of them today are aware of what is happening. So I'm sure that these points will certainly help you, help the students. Thank you so much for taking out time. This is your second visit to MIT-ADT.
Thank you, Doug.
And probably the start to many more to come. But you've been a lovely moderator at the event today as well.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for taking out time.
Thank you.